Hey everyone, NWA Prepper here. In today's video, I want to talk to you a little bit about your mindset. And it comes from emergencies. Because in my opinion, it matters. So I'm going to take just something that we all see all the time. I'm going to take a car wreck. You see them, you drive. You see them on the road, you drive by them. You see them in the other lane, you slow down and rubberneck at them. We all do it, even those of us that detest that. The looky-loos, not the wrecks. I mean, I hate those too, but I wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for them. But what do you do when you see that wreck in front of you? You're driving down the road at 10 and 2, staying at the speed limit, your seatbelt's on, using your turn signals, all those wonderful things, and you see a wreck in front of you, or you come across one and there's nobody there to help. What do you do? What is your first thing? Is your first thing to flip out your phone and start filming? Is your first thing to change lanes? Somebody else will stop? Is it to dial 911? What is your first thought? Now, the reason I ask that is each of those have a different thing to me. If your first thought is to dial 911, that's okay. You're trying to get help there. Your first thought, I hope, is how can I safely avoid being part of that emergency? Sometimes that's hard. So assuming that you can pass or get past it safely, or what are you going to do? I mean, hopefully a wambulance or a boo-boo bus. And I know right where it's going. It's several miles away. But, and you guys may not hear it, but I hear it. Well, and I knew where they were going. I heard that too. Anyway, what is your thoughts? Is it to stop and help them? Is it to drive by? Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You don't put it in the comments. That's between you and yourself. All of those have merits, and I understand that there are people that go, I've got to get to work. I don't have time to stop. I don't want to make the emergency worse. I don't know how to help them. Calling 911 is my best way to help them. All of those things make sense to us at the time. If you have ever felt obligated to stop and help somebody, do you have the materials, the skills, the knowledge to do that? For those three things, anyway, do you have those three things? It's technically four. Do you have the will to stop, the willingness to help a stranger? Not everybody does, and that's okay. If you're not comfortable with that, you're not going to help that situation much anyway. So the next thing is, do you have the knowledge on how to safely help those people? And then do you have the skills? So you can have knowledge. I'm watching hummingbirds. I have some knowledge about hummingbirds, but I don't have the skill to do more than hang up the little buckets and with red stuff on them. I have some knowledge about growing potatoes, but my skills in that area are still lacking. I have a lot of knowledge in Taekwondo, but my skills are not to where they're not even to where they used to be, much less where I want them to be. So do you have the skills and the knowledge? And then if you do you have the tools that you need to be able to help them? Now I understand some of you can go, I can improvise, I can tear off a shirt and use that as a bandage, and I can use this or the belt as a tourniquet or this or that. I'm not talking about improvised things. Being able to improvise is great. That's where the skill and the knowledge come in that you've practiced ulterior things or alternatives. But I'm talking, do you have what it takes that you can easily get today? You can go, you can get a gallon size zipper bag, like a Ziploc style bag, and you can walk around and you can put $20 worth of bandages and a pair of scissors and a little flashlight and, and some things like that in there. And you can build a first aid kit in a Ziploc bag that can do things that would be better than an improvised kit. Or you can do all the way up to a big trauma bag, that we carry on the ambulance or on the fire truck or on the rescue buggy. You can have all of those things. You can acquire those things. But right now, I'm not going to lie, many of you, if I threw you even just my trauma kit, because I have a medical kit and a trauma kit. I have two separate entities. In my truck, mostly what I need is a trauma kit. So that's what my big kit is a trauma kit. I could throw it to you and many of you would have no idea how to use those things. So it's not that you couldn't, it's just that they're less effective than if you had the knowledge of what was in those bags. So when you buy a kit, I have wonderful things that I love. My favorite kit in the world right now, I have two, and I'm biased. I'm not gonna lie, I'm biased. Is Bearfac 3.0 is the newest Bearfac from Refuge Medical. Man, they're amazing. They're amazing people. They're amazing people, and they mean so much to me. It's just a blessing that their Bearfacs are amazing. They're great trauma kits. They have capabilities in them that you need training to do. You've got to know what's in those kits. My favorite one right now is the ARC kit. It's from Refuge Medical. The reasons I like this, it's got some similar things in it, but it's fold out design and rip away design. I love that. I love that TJ and Bob and Forrest and many of the others, that Dudley, that they can tell me I've met the farmer that grew the cotton. I know the person that sews this bag. I know, I like the all-American made. And to me, that's worth more money. It's also, I'm very not nice to my bags and equipment. Throw them around, I drag them, they go from one truck to another, they go thrown out of the fire truck, they get thrown out of the ambulance. I'm not nice. It's a bag, I just toss it somewhere. And so they're built to last. And if something does happen, they have a forever guarantee. And the bags are awesome, but they have quality medical supplies in them. And I have learned that some things are just, it doesn't matter. A 4x4 gauze doesn't really matter. There's a couple different kinds of gauze, I'm not saying that, but for the most part, a 4x4 is a 4x4, unless you want woven or non-woven. I mean, so there's some differences, but 4x4 is a 4x4. A combat dressing or an emergency trauma dressing is not an emergency trauma dressing. They're not all the same. Some of them are different. There's a new one out that has lots going on in it, and I think it's called an OSTAT. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, but I don't carry one because I haven't trained on how to use it. I have one, but I just haven't trained on it. Tourniquets. There are several good tourniquets out there. I am a Cat 7 guy. Cat tourniquets are me, or what I practice on. They're what I use all the time. All the time. Those are one of our first go-to tools for bleeding control. And but all those things require training, and you can do it. You can get people to help you. Just like with firearms, I believe that if you're going to do something, if I'm going to spend, and I'll pick a firearm. If I'm going to spend $500 on a new handgun, I need to also spend that same amount of money, if not more, to learn to use that particular firearm. So I'm a Glock 17 guy, full-size Glock 9mm. That's what I like in a Glock 43, the subcompact, this guy right here. But nope, the videos don't like it. I like those. Those, if I go to a Ruger Mark IV, which is what I've been going to competitions with, it took time, practice. It took as much time, energy, and money to get better at that, where I'm comfortable and safe and proficient, almost as it did the weapon. First aid kits are no exception. If you're going to spend, well, my trauma kit is crap, $1,000. Now I did it over time, but it's $1,000 worth of trauma kit. If I don't know what each of those components are, or how to use them, then it's not worth that. Do your training, get your products, get things you either know how to use or make a plan to learn how to use them. There's lots of good places to get training out there. You don't have to go to Refuge Medical. However, they are the bomb diggity. There are very few people that I know of on the national level, because they're a national trainer, that care as much as Refuge does. If you leave a Refuge class and aren't comfortable with a skill, all you have to do is tell them. Number one, they'll know because of the practice, the hands-on. They'll already know you're not proficient with it. But they're not going to let you leave until you know what you're doing and you're comfortable with it, because first aid equipment saves lives every single day, in every county, in every state, in every country of the entire world. And nobody in my county that I know of has needed their firearm to defend themselves today. But I guarantee, because I've seen 3 today, 3 things have happened that they needed first aid kits. So I know this video is long and there's probably nobody that's watching this. So if you're still here at 12 minutes in, comment down below that you're still here and give me a thumbs up in your comment, and I'll get something to you. Thanks for watching. I know this video is a little weird with the light, but I wasn't going to do this all night. So thanks for watching. Remember, if you're still here, put "I'm still here" and a thumbs up emoji, and I will get back to you. Let's get ready.